Okay, so you're going to be in Cairo for 3 days and you're looking for an itinerary that covers the big ticket items. Stick around and watch this video. Hi, I'm Ken and welcome to Addy's Adventures. If you enjoy this video, please click on the like button and consider subscribing. I want to start off by saying, while in Cairo, I had a driver. I'd organised prior to leaving Australia, so I'd contacted him on WhatsApp about a month before and gave him my itinerary. The price for me then was around 40 Australian dollars a day. He was purely a driver, not a guide, and was very helpful, suggesting restaurants and where different shops were, etc. I got him off TripAdvisor, where he's recommended in a couple of posts. I think it's if your first time in Egypt, drivers are a good choice, especially if you do your research and know where you want to go. He'd wait at each site until I was finished and then just drive me to the next one. If you want more information at a site, there are several local guides that are always there and they're vie for your business. Bargain with them and get a good price. Okay, let's get into the 3-day itinerary. So I arrived in Cairo at 7:30 p.m. at night and I got a taxi from the airport to my hotel in Giza. I would recommend staying there at least one night as it's right where the pyramids are. And most of the hotels have rooftop bars, restaurants with great views of the pyramids and Sphinx. And it happens to be the night when the light show is on. It's a great introduction to Egypt. There's not a lot to see in Giza, as it's where all the camels and horses and the touts live. But, I walked around. I liked it. So, my first full day was the next day. Okay, let's get into day one. So day one, I chose to go to Saqqara, South Saqqara and Memphis, which is about an hour south of Cairo. This area is where you'll see the oldest pyramids in Egypt and the Serapeum of Bulls. It's not the most tour bus itinerary area because of the distance from Cairo, so when you get there, it's not really all that busy. Saqqara opens at 8 a.m. and closes at 4, but check times before you go as they can be seasonal. Tickets can be bought at the entrance. Your ticket also gives you entry into the museum, which is worth a visit just to get an overview of the area before you start. Having a driver is great as it's several kilometres around the site. At most of the sites there's only myself and maybe one or two other people, with the busiest being the Step Pyramid of Djoser, where there's maybe 15, 20 people there. These pyramids, you can all go into them. The Pyramid of Unis is a little bit more difficult, but the Pyramid of Djoser, or the Step Pyramid, which I went into, and the Serapeum, which is where they buried the bulls. It's amazing to go and have a look at all the sarcophagi in there. Also the Pyramid of Teti, which is interesting as well. Around the Pyramid of Djoser there is a mortuary temple, also the tombs of the nobles. So it's really interesting to have a look at. After that we travelled to South Saqqara, where I looked at the Pyramid of Pepi, the Red Pyramid, the White Pyramid and the Bent Pyramid. The Bent Pyramid being really interesting, as when they started building it, they realised it was too steep and had to actually change the angle halfway up. But so, yeah, worth a look. My driver then took me to the ruins of Memphis, which is a regional city in Egypt. There's not a lot there and just a bit of an outside museum, but, it's worth having a look at. Then we went for lunch. This is where having a driver was handy because he knew exactly where to go. Also, when we went into the restaurant, there was a small tour group there having a buffet lunch, so we pretty much just joined them. My driver paid for the meal, then after we left, I paid him back for our lunch because if you're Egyptian, you get it at a very reduced rate, let me tell you. On return to Cairo, we travelled along the Nile. We stopped at a juice stand. You'll see these everywhere on the side of the road. And my driver bought me a crushed sugarcane juice smoothie. It was really nice and cold. And he wouldn't take any money for it, even though I tried to offer it, try to get to pay him. But no, wouldn't take any. Once we got back into Cairo, I went to the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization. It's a major cultural institution that holds a lot of the mummies. And it has Egypt's history and heritage through a wide collection of artefacts from prehistoric times to the modern era. Really worth a visit. So that was it for my first day. That night I had dinner on the rooftop restaurant at my hotel and basically pretty much got an early night. Okay, day two. Day two was a visit to the pyramids of Giza. It has changed since I've been there. Now there's a new entry gate at a big main entrance, and they have several buses that drive around through the pyramids to the panoramic view to the restaurants. It's a hop-on, hop-off bus type setup on the plateau. It goes down to the Sphinx as well. You can get off the bus at the Sphinx if you wish and exit through the Sphinx gate, or you can stay on and go back to the main entrance. You're going to spend a few hours there for a really good look. If you make it your first site to visit, get there early, 7 a.m. opening. This will assist you in avoiding the really big bus tours because it gets very busy on the plateau. After a visit to the pyramids, you want to go to the Gem, the new museum in Cairo, which is about 15 minutes by car away. When I was there, it wasn't open, so I went to the old museum. So I'll be definitely on my itinerary now. From what I understand, it's a good 4 to 5 hours, even longer to look through, depending on your interest in antiquities and history. While you're there, you can hire a guide at the museum, and there are tours within the museum as well, apparently, that are very good. After the museum, I went downtown Cairo, where I checked into my new hotel. I dropped my bags off, and it was sort of late afternoon, so I went up to Khan al-Khali markets and had dinner and walked around and visited the Al-Hakim Mosque. What I would suggest is to go to the markets in the evening. It comes alive more at night, so opposed to during the day. So that was the end of my day 2 in Cairo. Day 3. Okay, so after a beautiful breakfast on the balcony of my room, I then went up to Islamic Cairo. Saw the Muhammad Ali Mosque, the National Military Museum. This is quite an interesting area up there. You can spend a couple of hours wandering around. The museum has a fantastic outside exhibit with tanks, guns and aircraft. The Suleiman Pasha Mosque, the Saladin Citadel are also worth a visit. The National Police Museum, the Citadel's Prison Museum are also up there. Probably spend a good 3 hours up there wandering around. After that, I went to Coptic Cairo, where I saw the Hanging Church, the Fortress of Babylon, the Coptic Museum, the Roman Tower, the Church of St. Sergius, and St. Bacchus Church as well. Again, another area to spend a couple of hours in. Then to the Cave Church, truly amazing to see. So after a late lunch, my driver took me for a drive basically around parts of Old Cairo and around the City of the Dead, the huge cemetery. The area showcases a mix of Islamic architecture and is a vibrant community where residents live among historic tombs. We drove along the Nile, Garden City, and this filled in the afternoon. So that's a wrap for day 3 and the 3-day itinerary. Obviously, with the amount of sites in Cairo, you could spend weeks there. That evening, I caught the overnight train to Aswan. So, 3 days in Cairo. This covers the main things you want to see in Cairo, still leaving you a little bit of free time in the afternoons. So yeah, if you like this itinerary for Cairo, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing and click on the notification button. I'll have more itineraries for Egypt coming up, Aswan and Luxor in particular. Cheers, thanks for watching.